Alright, guys, we're back. YouTube decided to end my stream for, I don't know why. What's up, Mike? So, yeah, we just caught nice 9 handles. That's more than enough on a day prior to FOMC. So, that's why stops are at break even now. Just leaving a couple runners on there. Obviously, you can see we're getting met with high resistance here. But yeah, partial was taken once we got right up to this volume imbalance and order block right here. We are back. YouTube ended my stream. Don't know why. Anyways, let's go look at NQ. Very large order block here. See that? And it propelled off this order block to then sweep all the resting buy stops above these highs. And what else did it do? So this is where we closed yesterday. And this is where we opened. So it traded up to new day opening gap. Repricing into this 5-minute imbalance. Alright, so there, let me go back to ES quick. There was the break even. You guys, pretty sure you saw. So we caught 9 handles right here. 4517 to 4522. Or 5 handles, I'm sorry. That'd be on 2 contracts. So about $1,200 there. I think I'm satisfied with that. Take these off. And I'm not sure if you guys heard me because it was buffering, and I guess YouTube just ended my stream, but basically I'm not trading with Top Step or Tradevate anymore. Too many issues for me. Don't really want to deal with them, so I just I'm over at AMP Futures now for my trading. Just a personal account. I think I'm just about done with these prop firms, so take this off. By the way, this is just a breaker here. That's what I'm outlining. But yeah, I don't think that ES is gonna come sweep these highs now. Cause you see the large wick off and no body closure at this order block right here. So, and then if we go to the hourly, you see we already were priced to these inefficiencies up here. And then I believe this will be the next draw on liquidity. We're in that 10 o'clock hour, so previous hour's low. But yeah, definitely not a day you want to push it or, you know, just go too hard today, because it's the day after or before FOMC, and we had a large range day yesterday. Very beautiful day yesterday, actually. But as for the downside, I do want to see, let me take this off. I do want to see if we can reach down into this area here. And potentially get to this order block here. So that's what I'm looking at. What happened in particular? Connection issues, executions delay. Well, you guys saw live on stream that I did have a execution delay and ended up not giving me my profits. But no, they dropped TradeOvate and don't have TradingView as an option for new combines. So that's the only reason why I even did a funded account, was because they offered TradingView with their services, and I'm not interested in trading on any other platform. So if they don't have TradingView, I'm not going to use them. I don't know. I just can't stand all the other platforms that we use to trade on. I just don't like them. So we did just return to the 9:30 opening here, or we're gravitated towards it right here. I want to see if we can get back down below that 9:30 opening. We do have a SMT divergence here with the NASDAQ, of course. So I'm gonna go look at the Dow real quick. Good old Dow. So we're up $1,200 today. So there's really no need to push anything. Yeah, Dow's looking pretty ugly. Worked in this wick here though, the midpoint. So yeah, no need to push anything, no need to be all excited to put on a trade. It's probably not going to be a great day to trade today. We already cleared sell side here prior to, or right at the opening. We've already traded lower, and then buy side was cleared on NASDAQ. Beautiful rejection off that breaker here. And check out the precision on this 1 minute order block. That's where I took my partial here. Consequent encroachment of this order block. Whoops. Sorry about that. So yeah, just a quick intraday scalp. I knew it wasn't going to be high probability for longer term trades, so partial two partials taken here. Consequent encroachment of the order block. Boom. Take your profits. And then stop to break even. And obviously you saw it went back to break even, but it's not a big deal, obviously. And then this line here, I can take this off, but that's just delineating us working in this 15-minute order block here. See how we repriced to a premium wick, premium rejection block, or premium order block. Beautiful. And then we have the SMT divergence with the NASDAQ right now. And then I believe this will be our next draw. So if we flip over to NASDAQ and you take a look, you can see what happens whenever people try to jump on the train and chase price. See how we've had this very large day yesterday, and then we consolidate, trade lower again, and then everyone's going to keep wanting to go short. They're thinking it's going to break into new lows and just continue lower, trend is your friend type stuff. And then what happens? Right at the 9:30 opening, just slams up above this high. For anyone that had their stops trailed above here. And then up to a new day opening gap, obviously. And then clearly we dipped up into a premium as well. And I don't know, I think we did dip into this order block here. Yeah, we did. I know it's a lot of lines, but it's okay. So we did trade into this discount order block as well. You see the precision on that. Notice how price beautifully disrespects the high of this breaker here. See how price is respecting this old inefficiency, so it's acting as a balanced price range. Beautiful. Price wicking off of this tiny imbalance and these up close candles. Coming up in touching this breaker once more. So obviously you guys saw I already made my profits on a small order block scalp here. So I don't really have a big desire to trade here. I didn't even have a desire in the first place because it's the day before non-farm payroll, but I saw my shot and I took it. So you want to see it now that we went to the midpoint of this wick here, you want to see it trade off of that if it's going to keep going lower. You don't want to see it break above this high. So if I were someone going short right here, in these up close candles and this inefficiency, my stop would be right above this high. And then take profit would be down here, right here. But since I already scalped, I don't want to add any more open risk. Even though I have a good idea of where price is going, clearly. I like how we didn't even we wicked above this 5-minute order block, but I like how we closed way down below. Reaching towards that sell side now. NQ doing the same. So trading up into this balanced price range and then keying off of that to go to the sell side. Beautiful. But the idea for the long here, the scalp, so once it wicks down to this order block, I went long. 2 contracts taken off of this order block. The idea was I knew at the 9:30 opening, or after the post 9:30 opening, they were going to drive it up and take out some form of buy stops, and also fill in this regular trading hour gap. So with that in mind, I caught a nice scalp to the upside. And I wanted to see stops being taken, but since we have S&T divergence with NASDAQ, it's okay that they didn't run the stops in ES. So with that short scenario, I said you can now trail your stop above this high right here. So if we're really in a sell program right now and it wants to go to the sell side, keying off of this breaker, it's gonna respect these up close candles and not trade through them. Go ahead and run up that like button for me, please. It would be very much appreciated. So yeah, definitely was a Judah swing. If you take the 9:30 opening price, you see it go meanders back and forth, but ultimately this is the Judah swing. Gets traders wanting to go long or taking out those who are chasing the lower move. So this is just delineating the 9:30 opening. So these 2 black lines just annotating this inefficiency here. Now that we're getting below that, you don't want to see it breach the midpoint here. So if it comes back up into the midpoint, you want to see it key off of that and then trade towards the sell side. I'm really confused why YouTube did end my live stream, though, now that I'm thinking about it. As soon as I took my 2 partials and took my $1,200 profit here, as soon as I did that, the stream just ended just like that. And obviously I didn't end it, but anyway, I don't know. Duke says, what about the 1 minute fair value gap? Well, yeah, I just mentioned that. You want to see it come up and respect the midpoint of it right here. So these black lines is what is annotating it right now. Let's flip over to NASDAQ. See what's going on there. Beautiful respect of the new day opening gap here. Beautiful. Boom. So yeah, it's slowly grinding lower, but it'll get there. This is most likely going to be a breakaway gap here. Doesn't really have a reason to come up and trade to that. It can come up and trade to this, but all in all, I think this is going to be a breakaway gap here and not filled. Alright, well, there's your sell side. Everything marked ahead of time, of course, as always. So, I didn't take the trade because I already got my profits today, obviously. Like I said multiple times, I just have to let the new viewers know. But anyways, you could have taken the short that I called real time with the breaker. You could have even taken a pyramid entry here. Stop would be up here. And then you could have taken a partial at midpoint of this imbalance here, and then full TP right at this sell side. And notice, once we breach the midpoint, see how we wick up, close below the midpoint, and then we open on this candle right here, wick up to midpoint, hit it, and then trade to the sell side. Beautiful signatures. And now past that, I would like to see if we can get into this untapped lower portion of this gap here. So, let's see about that. So yeah, beautiful morning of profits here. Even though it was only 5 handles, it was still on 2 contracts. So yeah, beautiful morning, just up about 1%. Was longing, hoping to, or longing, being in that Judah swing. And really, if I wanted to, quote unquote, put on a show here, I could have just shorted here on this breaker. But normally on days before non-farm payroll, my general rule is just take one trade, get your profits, and don't take any other trades. So, I like how he wicked up into that volume imbalance, by the way. See that? And let's go see if NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ has yet to get to the sell side, but clearly it's very close. Completely overlap this 15-minute gap here. What is your ideal model? Well, I actually have a sorry. My voice is still a little messed up from that sickness I was dealing with. But anyways, my ideal model, I actually have a entire video coming out on that. It's gonna be a good one. So, but I mean, this is a pretty good model right here. I think so. We had the SMT diversion for the NASDAQ. I rode the Judah swing keying off this order block for our scalp. Ideally, I wanted to see at least one high being swept, but, you know, partials always pay, right? But anyways, failure swing into this order block. Shifts below the swing low, return to the breaker, go short there, comes back up into the inefficiency. Obviously, it went above it a little bit, but I mean, you can't always expect like picture perfect accuracy. So pyramid entry right here, and then stop is obviously above here. Partial taken at the midpoint of this imbalance, and then full TP down here. If it was any other day, if it wasn't a Thursday, if it wasn't the day before non-farm payroll, coming off of a large range day yesterday, I would say hold a runner for lower targets, but I definitely would not say that today. So yeah, I do want to see if we can dip down into this daily fair value gap, however, and it looks like we're about to. So, and then this order block as well that I mentioned. So okay, so it does actually look like we dipped into it a little bit. Beautiful. So reasonably to expect a small retracement after clearing the sell side. It's only right. If you have lower capital than 200K, is it more worth to trade with prop firms? You definitely don't need 200K capital in order to trade. I would say at least 5K of your own personal money to trade, I would say. Yeah, you definitely do not need. I mean, you don't even need 100K, but to grow an account. But anyways. Drop that man a like, Daniel says. Yes, sir. Listen to Daniel. It'd be very much appreciated if you guys run up that like button. And I can help more people to gain some knowledge and some money. So just repricing into this fair value gap here. NASDAQ not looking like it wants to sweep these lows just yet. It may honestly just leave these intact for non-farm payroll tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But I definitely would not be surprised if they left this intact for non-farm payroll tomorrow. So yeah, if you're trading the NASDAQ, I normally don't trade the NASDAQ, but if you're trading the NASDAQ, this is a perfect example of why partials are always something you should be doing. Because if reasonably your full take profit will be down here, and then it would just get short, miss your take profit, and then it trades the whole way up here. Alright, so I can take this off here. Just this 1 minute gap here. Notice how we got above this fair value gap and used it as inversion. We closed within it and then propelled higher. I'm interested in your mentorship. I don't have a mentorship, but I do have memberships for a private live streams. Obviously, it's only $6 per month. The only reason why I am doing this is because it kind of weeds out those who are serious about trading and not. Because if you're not willing to pay $6 per month, then you're probably not serious about learning anyways. So yeah, that's the rundown on that. And then also for anyone who is in my private membership here on YouTube, I decided that I'm just going to take everyone that is in, I'm going to take all my private members, the entire list. I'm just going to, do something and shuffle them around and randomly select one person out of everyone that's in my private YouTube membership, and whoever I select is going to be getting my trading profits for an entire week. So that's how I'm going to do that. And yeah, I think I'll be doing that at least once a month now for all my private members. So yeah, stay tuned for that for sure. Tomorrow, Inferno says tomorrow no trade day. It's definitely a no trade day prior to the news release. Yeah, that's for sure. But I'd say about 30 minutes after it. About 30 minutes after the news release, we can take some trades. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if, so what time is it? It is 10:39. I wouldn't be surprised if this capped the daily range to the downside. Now that we've cleared sell side multiple times and dipped into this daily fair value gap. I wouldn't be surprised if we came and ran up for stops now. But honestly, if you took this short in my live stream on this breaker here, this down close candle, you already got your profits down here. I wouldn't 1000% would tell you to not take any more trades today and just keep it like that, because we could just go into consolidation for the rest of the day to engineer liquidity for tomorrow's high impact news release. And I'm actually going to go to the dollar index real quick. Okay, so dollar index very, very ugly and just consolidating. We do a sell side below here for the dollar. So yeah, just look at that chop on the dollar index. Intermittent term high did form on the dollar index. And then we have this imbalance down here. So I do see some downside potential for the dollar today. Beautiful precision off of this imbalance right here. But yeah, it would not be a surprise to me at all if we came up and swept these highs. And then this old 1 minute imbalance. It does close below it, below the midpoint of it. That's alright. You don't always need perfect precision, but we get above the midpoint and then we wick off it multiple times. Even if it doesn't hold long term, it's still beautiful precision real time. Just extend this further. We have reached a very deep discount though, in terms of our daily dealing range. Well, no, not a deep discount at all, but we reached a discount. I was thinking about the NASDAQ. We reached a very deep discount on the NASDAQ here. Just about right in between the 62% and 69% retracement levels. So about the sweet spot there. And precision on that order block here. Why am I using just this candle and not these ones? Because I mean, you can see the wicks, the long wicks on them, and then you have this beefy candle here. So this short-term high was just cleared on the NASDAQ. Having a little bit of trouble expanding meaningfully above this old 1 minute fair value gap and this 1 minute order block here. But yeah, these highs definitely are, there's a potential for them to come up and be swept today. Would not be surprised if that took place at all. Keep in mind it's also a Thursday, so there are times when Thursdays do cap the daily range. So taking our daily high to low, obviously you can see we're in a discount, and then the premium target would be these highs. But then again, if you were in my live stream, since we were trading up here, you don't even care what price is doing right now, and you're done trading for the day. You don't care because you took this short here, 4519, 4508. So just a little over 10 handles there. If that's not good for you on a Thursday before non-farm payroll, I mean, yeah, you're probably just greedy, but I want to see if this can act as a breakaway gap right here. This 1034 candle. Go ahead and keep running up that like button for me, please. Help a brother out. Spread knowledge and money to as many people as I can. You can help me out by hitting the like button. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. It's too small for me to extend out, and yeah. Trading about to the midpoint of this 1 minute order block right here. And the reason why I know that this is obviously an order block is because create the trade up, create this up close candle, change in the state of delivery, trade past the opening here, leave this imbalance, and then it took the sell side, keying off of this order block. So a little bit of consolidation in this small gap here. You want to see that consolidation turn into expansion to the upside. Let's look at NASDAQ. Take this off. See this balanced price range? Gets below it, respects it twice. Also repriced the 5 minute gap. See the precision on this 5 minute order block here. All right, that was a little bit of a tired yawn. I didn't sleep a lot last night, so. Also, if you guys are having trouble with the quality, once again, just hit the settings, and then hit quality, and then hit advanced, and then hit the highest resolution, or just hit higher picture quality. Then you're good. Okay, we're now on that AM session macro, the second one of the morning. Dipping back into this balanced price range. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep these lows here and come down to this inefficiency, just because I'm not too well versed with pattern traders and whatnot, but I think this may be like a bull flag that they use. So I wouldn't be surprised if they drive it down there quick and take out the short-term stops here. Okay, so yeah, they just swept that stop, the lows there. So now, at this point in time, you want to see how it acts at the low of this old BSE, buy side and balance, sell side and efficiency. You want to see how it acts at the low of that, and if it dips down into this. If it trades below here and then uses it as resistance, then obviously our focus is shifting towards, like, we're not going to expect the buy side to be swept then, in short. Yes, sir, Madcast. Not a problem. Alright, I'll see how we're moving here. So, we have 43 viewers, but 18 likes. Man, that's cold. That is cold as fuck. Can't even get 20 likes. Can't even... Man. But expectations are... I'm trying to keep my expectations low. Like I said... Oh, shit. Like I said, we could just consolidate for non-farm payroll tomorrow. We just reached some balance here. Like I said, this is the last thing I would want price to trade down into if it's gonna go for the buy side. But once again, I'm just tape rating here. We already did our trading. All the money's already been made. Both directions. When you're a scalper, you can trade both directions. You don't need to marry one direction. So as soon as this order block was formed and this breakaway gap was formed, I was anticipating us to trade above this 930 opening as a Judah swing, to clear stops and fill in that regular trading hour gap. So as soon as this order block was formed and as soon as this breakaway gap was formed, boom, wicks down into it, went long. 2 partials taken off at the midpoint of this order block. That's what gave me all my profits. And then stops rolled to break even, and it came down to break even, obviously. We had our narrative for us to be able to target the sell side. We get this market structure shift here, reprice to the breaker, go short, trades lower once more into this gap, go short again, overshoots it a little bit, but our stop allows for that, and then full take profit down here. And if you caught either of those trades on a day like this, you should not be looking to place any more trades, honestly. me go back to NASDAQ, see what's going on there. And yeah, I know I'm not fancy or anything. I only use one screen. That's all I need. I know you see those YouTube videos of ultimate trade setups, trade stations. I know they do look pretty cool, but it's not necessary. Alright, so NASDAQ trading up to this mitigation block. So this down close candle trades above it, fails to take out this high, and then changes its state and delivery, and that makes it a mitigation block. And you see how it reprices to that. And then let's see if it treats this fair value gap as inversion. So NASDAQ may just want that sell side after all. I'm not going to call anything out right now though, just because time of day, and you can see overall we are in a consolidation technically, so you can see how let me go back quick. You can see how we can anticipate consolidations like this. I anticipated this because it's the day before non-farm payroll. Very simple, nothing complicated about it. And also on top of that, it was a large range day prior to today. Alright, so we retraced essentially to almost to that 62% retracement level. And deeper into the small lower 5-minute fair value gap. Alright, so I could take this off. The mitigation block was traded right through. Remember, whenever I'm outlining things like that, like a mitigation block, whatever, it's only significant if it's the time of day and I have the right narrative formed. Obviously, this is not significant to me. It's because of the current conditions we're in. And we reasonably can target higher prices, so this buy side here. Alright, so that imbalance I said I didn't want us to violate. You can see the beautiful respect of that there. And we did close a little bit out of this old inefficiency, but that's okay. And it is we still are with I'm struggling with my voice here. I keep losing it. Just a tiny bit at 6 still, just a tiny bit. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Nah, I forget. Oh yeah, we're still within that macro, so I'm expecting this macro to seek buy stops. Man. Alright, so since it's still on a discount, if it reprices down to this inefficiency, I can go ahead and get long. Just one contract. We already made 1,000, so I'm willing to risk one contract. So if I lose like $150, I mean, who the hell is gonna say that $850 isn't a good day? Come on now. Duke is loving that midnight open. Yeah, I don't need it to get to midnight open. I just needed it to get to the buy side, so come on, just dip down in there. Excuse me. I'm gonna look at NASDAQ on my phone here. NASDAQ looks very ugly in the 15-minute time frame, but $11.02. NASDAQ dipping down into that 1 minute inefficiency. Whoa. So risking 20% on a paper trade. And then this order block down here, I don't want to see that come down into that. By the way, for those who weren't in my live stream earlier, I did say I'm no longer going to be using any prop firms unless one of the prop firms come out and they start using TradingView once more, then I will use it. But other than that, I'm not going to use any prop firms, and I'm going to be trading with AMP futures with a live account. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I do already have an account open with them, but I'm going to be starting another one just as like I'm going to be doing like a YouTube series of like just growing the account from scratch. So stay tuned for that as well. Got lots of good stuff coming. But yeah, I did switch to paper trading though, just for this trade, just to scratch the itch to want to get to my target here. But all the other trades this week were with that AMP futures account. I don't rep AMP. I know I keep saying their name a lot, so it probably sounds like it, but I do not recommend any brokers. They all have their flaws. You just got to pick your poison, that's all. So this imbalance was formed within this 5-minute order block, so that's why I saw that as a high probability entry. And not only is it an order block, it's actually a propulsion block. So this order block formed here after we swept the sell side, retraces into that. Once it hits that opening of the order block, it creates this 5-minute order block on top of this 5-minute order block. And then within this propulsion block here, I know it's a lot of words here, it created this imbalance on the lower time frame. So I went long on that, and that to me would be high probability. Institutional order flow entry drill as well, right here. That's what we would call that. Just slightly dips into it. So it's looking like $1,000 day on the AMP futures and a $500 day on the paper trading. What a day. Francis, wait a minute. Are you bullshitting me right now? The Elite Trader Funding, they actually do have TradingView. I mean, honestly, the prop firms, I really don't even need them. I don't, like, I have capital. I don't need to use the funded accounts. Clearly, I have capital. And that's not like me bragging or anything. I'm not like trying to come across as that. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just trade my own personal accounts before all these prop firms are popping up. That's what I've been doing for a while, anyways. But I thought I'd give TopStep a try just because it would make it more convenient to trade with even more capital, because who wouldn't want that? And I did get funded, but they have all these bugs and issues. So I said, all right, I'm just going to take everything I made there, fuck it, and then I'm going to close my account. And yeah, I just don't want to trade with them anymore unless they get their shit together. Alright, so apparently Elite Trader Funding and Apex use TradingView, so I will look into that after this stream is finished. I appreciate you guys helping me out there. And I believe AMP is regulated. I would hope so. I've been using AMP for a while now, so, and it's worked well for me, so. Let me go check, see what's going on NASDAQ. Alright, so beautiful. See how we get above this old 5-minute gap within this 1-minute gap and propel higher off of that. And yeah, you can clearly see the stop losses below the propulsion block here. And if I was using multiple contracts, I would be taking some type of partials above this these bodies here, and then along with the bodies, the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute wick here. And then look, I'm just going to take this entire shaded area here. This is the second, this shaded area is just a time window. The second AM session macro. And you can see the majority of the move that it took to gravitate towards buy side happened within that time window. It doesn't have to clear the buy side exactly within the time window. It just has to start the move. So, yeah. But yeah, unlike the trade I took in the last live stream, or not the last live stream, earlier this morning with AMP, this is going to be with this is paper trading here. I don't want to risk any live funds the day before non-farm payroll after I already made live fund profits. So just for like visual representation while I'm teaching real time, I place this entry obviously. Alright, so we're pricing into this fair value gap here. And some of you are probably like, wait, why aren't you trailing your stop up? Because, yes, it would be preferable to see it just propel higher into the buy side, obviously. But there's always a chance, whenever you have portion of a fair value gap unfilled, there's always a chance it can retrace back into that and blow out a short-term low. So you never want to trail your stop loss whenever you're not supposed to, that's for sure. Okay. We have 48 viewers, almost 50. Let's get to at least 40 likes. It doesn't have to be all 48 of you liking it, but at least 10 of you can like it right now. Let's see what Dow's doing. I haven't looked too much on the Dow. Oh. What a great day to be a Dow trader, huh? Lots of buy side stacked up here, though. I'm not sure if they'll leave that for non-farm payroll or not, but yeah, very. I don't even want to mess with that swamp there. That's hideous. I want to call this an optimal trade entry so bad, but it didn't get to the 62% retracement level. Jonathan, yeah, I use AMP futures. I've been using them for a while now. So, I'd say about 50-50. All the trades you've seen on my live stream, it was either on AMP futures or Trade-of-8 with Top Step. So, and the trade you guys saw earlier, that would be AMP futures, and then this right here is a paper trade. So now that I already got my real profits, I don't want to place any more live fund risk, even though I think it's a high probability that we're going to sweep these highs here. Alright, so now that we're getting this expansion out of the consolidation, I now can trail my stop loss, essentially break even. Once again, if you're having any type of troubles with the quality, just go ahead and go to settings. Go to settings and hit quality and then higher picture quality. Or advanced resolution, whichever you want. So with this trade here, this would be 3 for 3 on the day in terms of call outs on the live streams. So if you guys did find some value here, or if you just simply learned anything, you didn't even have to make money on these, just go ahead and hit that like button. For a minute. So buy side in the crosshairs. See it just to almost match that high there. Okay, I wasn't even looking, but there's that buy side traded to. Beautiful trade right there. Risking 25 or risking what's it called? Risking 20% for, let me see, about 1.2% gain. So there's that buy side cleared. And what was I going to say? Also, I keep losing my train of thought. Let me take the executions off. I'm not going to call any large range things going on, but I think it would also be reasonable to expect this 7 o'clock high to be swept. And possibly return to this new day opening gap up here. So I'm actually going to highlight that. So we closed. Alright, so basically I'm just going to do one line for it. Beautiful. I did not expect to catch 3 good intraday setups today. The day before non-farm payroll, so. Am I streaming every day? Says a ride. Basically, yeah. Basically, I stream every day, but a lot of times I will skip Mondays and just not even bother with it. But other than that, yeah. Tuesday through Friday, you can always expect live streams. But yeah, tonight, like I told you guys, I'm gonna go through all of my private members through my private member list. Those who have access to my private live streams and whatnot. So all the guys you see with blue stars, I'm gonna go through the list of them, and I'm gonna shuffle everyone up, and I'm gonna randomly draw from like a pile or something like that. I don't, and whoever I select will be the one getting all of my profits from an entire week. And I will be doing this style of a giveaway once a month to my private members. So I'm pretty sure I already said that, but I think we have new viewers in here, so I wanted to make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Oh, a private. How do you become a private member? You just shit. How do you do it? You just there should be a join button still, right next to where it says subscribe. So. But basically, the only reason why I started that is just to weed out those who I can tell are serious about trading and those who aren't. So if you're willing to pay a small little $6 per month fee, then that tells me you're at least somewhat serious about trading. And if you're not, then you're probably just not willing to learn, and you're probably not going to last long. So anyways, yeah, Jonathan, I agree. Surprising, I have no idea how, but surprising. Well, I do have an idea how, but surprisingly, this was actually a beautiful day for intraday scalping ahead of non-farm payroll. So once again, I'm not gonna. We already got to our main target that our take profit, so I don't need to call anything else. But I wouldn't be surprised if we came up and swept this 7 o'clock high. So if you do want to leave any runners on for up here, I mean, that's fine. Let's go to NASDAQ, see what NASDAQ did, see the damage done. So yeah, SMT divergence in the NASDAQ really just did not want to make a lower low. And then this blue line is that daily order block. So you can see the precision off of that level there. We're back up to new day opening gap. And I think, yeah, we got above midnight opening as well on the NASDAQ. Yeah, just about that midnight opening. So if you were trading NASDAQ, the entry long, that would be, you would just enter in this gap here, and then your stop loss would allow for it to trade down into this one here. So you would have had some drawdown on NASDAQ, but I mean, that's fine. You could have taken a pyramid entry right here as well. And really, you could have just entered on the 5-minute time frame. Didn't even need the 1 minute on NASDAQ. So I want to see these highs be cleaned out too. I want to see it continue up and clean out this high here. So ES was definitely the cleaner of the three averages today. So one more time, I'll outline everything. The 3 intraday scalps that we anticipated and caught real time would be, so the 9:30 opening, we trade below it a little bit. We're anticipating a Judah swing to the upside to then clear sell side. So with that in mind, we have this breakaway gap after the 9:30 opening. We formed this order block. We wicked down into it multiple times. I went long. And then partials taken up at this order block. And then now that we had this failure swing, NASDAQ did clear the buy side. ES failed too. So we had this failure swing, and then we get this market structure shift below this low, reprice it into the breaker. That was the setup there. And then you aim for the lows into this daily fair value gap. Now that we cleared sell side and we had SMT divergence with the NASDAQ, and we dipped into this daily discount fair value gap, we displaced higher. Let me go back to the 5-minute time frame. We displaced higher, created this 5-minute order block, and then we retraced down into the opening of this order block and this inefficiency, and we respect this as a balanced price range. Then we trade off of that, displace above this swing high right here, and then we just dip so ever so slightly into the top of this inefficiency, institutional order flow entry drill, into this imbalance within this propulsion block. So this order block right here, sitting on top of this order block, makes it a propulsion block, and then went long within that imbalance within the 5-minute propulsion block right here. So I know that was a lot at once, but yeah, that was a breakdown of the 3 intraday setups we got today. And another thing I said real time was the macro, the 1050 to 1110. So we had time of day on our side as well. And then obviously we were targeting these highs right here. So yeah, enough said on that, I believe. Yeah, I think we're good for the day. I don't really want to end the stream for some reason. I just want to keep reading price, but we pretty much did everything we need to do today. So go ahead and hit that like button if you got any value out of this. Go ahead and hit that like button. We will be streaming at 8:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. Non-farm payroll. Lots of risk involved there, so always be careful for sure. But yeah, I think I'm satisfied. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow 8:20 a.m. on YouTube. If I can end the stream.